What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Willie the Kid, and I'm back. I got a special panel with me today, all the way from the motherfucking UK. AC Cooper. He's part of Three Kings Boxing, the movement, and everything. What's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's good with you?
I'm all right. And then on the other side, I got my man, Mr. Chi-Town himself, a.k.a. the Cuban Stallion, a.k.a. Old Ass. Bland from Truth and Facts About Boxing. What's going on, fam?
What's good, my young children? I see my kids acting up.
Oh shit, man! But yo, on Three Kings Boxing, it just came down. It looks like Lara versus Hurd could be next, man. Either for April or May. So on Twitter, Lara actually tweeted, "No more begging, you got it. Careful what you wish for. Don't forget, I pushed for this fight." Hey, Bo, right after first glance, what are your thoughts on this?
My first claim on this is I'll take everybody back to when I think it was March. March, it was like either March or April 2017. I remember Arizona Lara tweeted. This is after Lara Hurd had won the title. He said, "Bitch number one with her, bitch number two, Andrade," and he was targeting her then, right? And that's when I was like, "All right, well, you better fight one of them." Turns out he wound up fighting Gaza, and of course, I've said it then, and I'll say it now, and I'm still gonna say this signed contract. This is just these guys saying, "All right, man, cool, we'll fight." I need to see signed contract.
That's speculation.
It's right. It's a step in the right direction, and it's something that everybody finally needs to do. You've been hanging around 140. You have been perceived as the man of 154. You're perceived as the man at 154, right? So. A lot of people understood you're not unifying back when the Charlos had belts because y'all was in the same camp. Well, shit has changed. And what I always say, you can't have guys. You had Hurd fight Trout, you had Lubin and Charlo fight on your undercard, and the only guy you gave me was Gaja. You got to do better. So if you want to show everybody how he really is the man, he can still take on these young lions. But this is something he's going to have to do. So keep our fingers crossed it happens. It's a step in the right direction, but 2018, as far as I'm concerned, for a lot of cats, not just a lot of, let's put up a shut up, man. Put up a shut up. No more holding on to your one belt for a year, claiming, oh, I'm a champion. No, it's put up a shut up, man. Y'all motherfuckers got to go at each
other. Aaron?
No, do you know, I said earlier on to you both that I wasn't necessarily sure whether I liked the fight, but you know what, actually thinking about it, I do. I think that I take Bo's point on what he's saying about Lara, but from Hurd's perspective, I expected a much sterner test than what he got from Austin Trout. So for me, there's still an awful lot of questions that need to be asked about him. In terms of just where exactly he's going to fit in this 154 pile, and it's for him. In my opinion, this is taking on Lara is a massive risk because, as we were saying just before we jumped on this call, Lara can beat him with a 1-2. So it's going to be a huge test for
him. If you had to pick right now, you got Lara, obviously.
If I'm talking now, I'd pick Lara. Yeah,
because Hurd, man, he just keeps coming. I don't think he's the most gifted fighter in the world. But
Hurd is a 154 version of Ruslan Provaznikov.
He just keeps coming.
He just keeps coming at you. He wears you down because he's so big physically. And that's what it was with Trout. He just wore him down. And gonna have to force him out the bag because Edson Lara doesn't get worn down. I might not like him, but the guy is always in shape. He's always ready.
Yeah. It's going to be a good scrap, I think, in my opinion.
And the thing is, with Hurd's come forward style and with Lara much more looking at the sweet science side of things and the sort of the more proficient boxer, there's every chance that Lara could have her punching air for 12 rounds. And whether that happens or not, I don't know. I don't know whether I can see that completely. But, Jarrett Hurt is not going to be able to try and walk down guys like he did with Oscar Molina, like he did with Jojo Dan, like he did with Austin Trout. He's never had this kind of fight.
Yeah, I tend to agree there. This step up, definitely. It's actually a step up for Lara, man, because Lara hasn't really had faced anybody in a while. So I'm finally glad to see him hopefully get back on track. Like Bo said earlier, them kids were on the card, man, and they kind of look better than him. People were more impressed by them.
I'm gonna throw this out. Is this Lara's biggest fight since he fought Canelo? And bear in mind, guys, it was 4 years ago nearly.
Bo?
Yeah. Hell yeah, this is his biggest fight since he fought Canelo. Who has he fought since Canelo?
Exactly.
Kind of my point.
Olsen twice, right?
No, once he fought Ishe Smith, he's fought Delvin Rodriguez, Yuri Foreman before he fought Jarrell Gosha. He's not really done a lot in the last 4 years.
He fought some who the fucks. That's what he fought. He fought some who the fucks. That's what he did.
Oh man. So this one's gonna keep an eye on. It's reported. You could go to threekingsboxing.com, check that article out. If we're reporting it, it's more than likely gonna happen. I'll say that much. You know what I mean? Right. So up next on the card, man. Go ahead.
I want to throw something in there right quick. Do we think Hurd talking to Lara was better than Charlo? Because Lara would just outclass him. Charlo probably beat the crap out
of him. Yeah. To be honest with you, I wanted to see Charlo versus Lara.
Yeah, that's the fight. For me, that's the fight at 154.
You know what I mean?
And I think this is why Lara targeted Hurd, because Charlo, I mean, like you said, the only thing he has to do with Hurd is just stay busy, stay out the way. But with Charlo, there's a different type of danger factor there when he fight. For either one of these guys, for Hurd and for Lara, fighting Charlo is a totally different type of danger factor.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
but equally, is Lara seeing this as an easier way to pick up another strap to barter for more money to go after Charlo? Is that what we think he's doing?
Well, I mean, you go to the bargaining table with 2 straps. You already consider the number 1 fight in the division. So that's a good bargaining chip. That shit it sure doesn't hurt, man. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. We'll probably come back on my show or Bo's show, one of our shows, man. Somebody will talk about this shit. If it gets signed, we'll probably be with that news within 15 minutes on here talking about it, man. So we'll keep an eye on that. But up next, Sullivan Barrera says that another article on threekingsboxing.com. They're saying that Bivol's team is having issues. I haven't answered them back for the VADA testing that they requested. They want VADA issue Olympic style drug testing, and they haven't answered back. In matter of fact, hold on a second. This is Barrera's quote. "This is my chance to play out a world title, and I just want everything to be fair. I find it very strange that my team has been trying to finish the contract for the fight for 3 weeks, and they won't provide an answer regarding the VADA test. Doping is in their culture in Russia. I'm not saying that Bivol is a dirty boxer. I'm just asking to do the test in order to go in the fight with a clear mind for him and me. I do not see where there should be any problem in that." So how you guys feel, Aaron?
Something stinks. Something smells, and it smells bad. I mean, straight off the bat during the first, Barrera's camp were asked if they're willing to pay the 10,000 fee for the anti-doping protocol cost. Barrera says, "Yep, sure, no problem, fine." But when it comes to Bivol's camp, they can't seem to answer a phone or a text message or an email or anything. Now, what does that say to you? And it smells, and it smells bad. And you don't want to. I mean, the unfortunate thing is that we are seeing an awful lot of doping in boxing, and there has been a fair share of Eastern European, Russian guys that have been found guilty, Povetkin obviously being the biggest one. So you don't want to sit there and start pointing fingers. But, this is... I get Barrera's point completely. This is his world title shot. This is a world title shot that he's been looking for. Okay, Bivol's the champ. So where's the fucking problem? Unless you've got something to hide, where is the problem? And I obviously I haven't got the answer to that, but the whole thing just stinks.
Bo?
Oh man, where do we start? First off, now keep in mind the WBA supposedly supposed to be implementing some type of clean protocol the same as the WBC, right?
That's what I thought.
Okay, that's what they're supposed to be implementing. We just saw them kick Luis Ortiz the fuck out.
Right, for failing a test at the WBC level.
WBC here, right? Okay, we just saw that happen. And let's keep something in mind, not to harp on it, but give everybody a history lesson. The WBA won strict Luis Ortiz of the interim belt because Ustinov didn't want to take a drug test. And they wound up stripping Ortiz of this belt. So something not just stinks, but this is evolved, but something's stinking with the WBA because supposedly you guys wanted to implement a clean program like the WBC. Go ahead.
The test is like 10 G's, I guess. That comes out of the fighter's purse. So I guess the WBA is not right. It's not stepping in and picking up that tab.
No, they're not stepping in and picking up that tab. But see, the thing of it is the way that these testings work is you do have to pay for them yourself. Like the Carnell, and I think it was Liam Smith. Both of them agreed. They didn't have to worry about taking the test and paying for it because I don't, for whatever reason, neither one of them guys, both of them guys were like, I'm not worried about paying that deal, that amount of money, whatever the case was, and they skipped out on it. But if you're telling me you want a clean boxing program, now maybe we should talk about how if the WBA wants people to do this or the WBC want people to do this, they should be more willing to pay for the testing themselves or some of the testing, maybe 50% we pay, 50% the fighter pay. Maybe there's something we can do there. Right. But at the end of the day, if one side is asked, would you be willing to pay? And you say yes, and the other side is not giving a response, there is something that's people are going to look at and go, and be like, what the fuck is this? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, we would be saying, how come Barrera don't want to take a test? And
Go ahead, man.
No, I'm just saying, I like how he cleared it up, saying when he said, I'm not trying to say that Bivol is on anything. I'm glad he cleared that up. But he does have a point when you look at the amount of people that have been failing tests from the Eastern European side, Povetkin, Brownie, the guy, there was a Polish dude that Deontay Wilder was going to fight before he wound up fighting Washington. Right. Louis Neary, Ortiz, Francisco Vargas. We've had a plethora of guys doing this. So I can't exactly be angry at him for this. And him speaking out about it, people can feel how they want to feel. Of course, we're going to wait to see what Bivol side has to say, but it does look fishy that one side is paid $10,000 and the other side has went kind of quiet.
You can understand if the person that fight, they're only going to get paid $100,000 and all of a sudden they want 10% for drug testing. At that point, you can start to get a little bit, no, I'm okay with the testing, but we got to talk about money. But there's just been nothing come back whatsoever. I mean, it's making him look bad, but nothing's still being done about it.
Right. Well, that's why I said earlier, maybe we can talk about how maybe the sanctioned body should pay half of it at least. Because you're right. Like if I'm only going to get $100,000 for the fight, and you say I got to use $10,000 of this to pay for drug testing, yeah, I see your point. But it's still though, I'm quite sure Barrera, isn't. They're both these guys probably $100,000, so Barrera's okay with paying $10,000. And we do need to hear something from Bivol. And like I said, even if they want to say, listen, something got to come back. They shouldn't just go totally dark like this. It's a bad look.
I don't like that shit, man. It just looks suspect to me. You should want to take the test, in my opinion, because you should want to be fighting clean competition. It's not a good look. Just looks from the outside looking in. It's like, yo, you got something to hide. Like, I don't get it, man. I feel like this should be mandated by to every champion. It should be mandated in the top 15 rankings, at least. And it's
I do
with
it
all the
well.
guys getting popped, man. Like, look how many names been popped.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't like it, man. Go ahead, Aaron. What you were gonna
I'm
say?
not. I was going to say I know it's difficult to implement because of the costs involved, but I'm not even even top 15 guys. That I think it needs to go further than that because that just almost gives license for guys to not saying that they would, but if guys want to rise up the ranks and start taking this shit, and then they get into the top 15 where the money's at, and then stop. That's almost like a written invitation. I think that that there needs to be widespread. You can't implement it, albeit well, you possibly could, but the cost involved would be astronomical for fighters that aren't making that much money in purses, as we've already touched on. But something's got to be done to clean up the sport. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are incredibly vocal about anybody that's a drugs chief and the bans that are imposed. But unfortunately, it just seems to be, especially in sort of the last 12, 18 months, that we're seeing more and more of this shit, and something's got to be done about it.
Well,
I mean, you look at Deontay Wilder. I genuinely feel bad for Wilder for all the shit that he went through. We talked about that on the show the other day. That put a lot of time out of his career because of poor drug testing from Luis Ortiz and from Alexander Povetkin. There's the it's that's just shit. That shit's just bad luck. But something's got to be done about it.
Mr. Beaublanc,
Yes, sir.
you think
Well,
what do you think, man? Because Wilder gets shit for guys popping dirty. Like, they actually give the guy that has nothing to do with his shit.
yeah. Okay, listen, Wilder getting shit for popping dirty, or for guys popping dirty and all that. You know what, man? At the end of the day, I laugh at it because, and I really do, and it's not to be cruel. It's just that uh, when you don't like somebody, you can find reasons to blame them for anything, even the most ridiculous thing. Okay, right? Uh, it's like we said, it's not like he tried to fight Povetkin. It's not like he tried to fight Ortiz. And I've had people say, "Oh, the WC is protecting Wilder when Ortiz failed it." I'm like, they're protecting Deontay because of what somebody else did. Okay,
So you think
so
they're looking at Sullivan Barrera the same way?
they could be, and maybe Sullivan Barrera, like
Well, you cut out. You there? We'll wait for him to come back. I mean, do you think the public will turn on him, Aaron? On Barrera, usually, like, you see people like having an issue with him, even not making this fight. Let's say if there's no testing.
There's always going to be dickheads that don't understand the sport properly that will turn on Barrera and say, "Oh, he walked away from that fight." But he's already come out straight off the cuff and said, "I'm not saying this guy's a dirty boxer," but he's also said, "Look, motherfucker, this is my shot at a world title." Can you really hate on a guy for what for he's agreed to drug testing? Can you really hate on him for walking away from a fight where the other guy's not playing ball? No, I don't think. Personally, that's my personal opinion. I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that will share my opinion, probably yourself. But there's also going to be a lot of people out there that'll say, fuck him, he's running.
Yeah, I feel like he's in his rights to do that. I mean, I'm all for testing. Especially the way motherfuckers get popped these days. So I'm all for testing. I've seen guys get popped that accuse other guys of being popped. You know what I mean? So,
well, there's anybody, like now all of a sudden, I mean, as you can imagine, and I know you are as well. I'm in a lot of other boxing groups across Facebook as well as Three Kings Boxing, the movement, and East where we talk to people in other groups all the time. Just today I have seen people accuse Lomachenko of doping. There has been just because of Joshua's sheer size, Anthony Joshua's doping. Anthony Joshua actually regularly does his doping testing, and that we've all seen that shit on Twitter. But they're now all of a sudden, just because a fighter is doing well and is at the top of his game, you're always going to have the naysayers that point the big finger and say, that motherfucker over there's taking drugs.
Yeah, which is yeah, okay, good to have you back. Which is more reason to want to take the test.
Absolutely. I mean, especially if you're in the spotlight. If you are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're Andy Joshua. It doesn't matter whether Deontay Wilder or Keith Thurman or Errol Spence. If you are in the public eye as a world champion of this sport, then from my perspective, you're going to want to prove to these people that you're doing it on your own volition. And because nobody ever is going to like anybody making fucking accusations that you're doping when you're pouring all your blood, sweat, and tears into your livelihood and trying to do the best you can do. That's just not fucking what it's about. So I think that across the board, WBA, IBF, WBC has already got something like, WBO. They've all got to put in some form of stringent testing, because how too often in the last 12 months have we got to a stage where there's a big fight, like we were looking forward to Wilder Ortiz, like we were looking forward to Wilder Povetkin, only for and the Lewis Neary fight as well, all that went ahead. You get to a certain stage in the preparations, and all of a sudden it's like, well, this fight can't go on because this guy's juicing, this guy's taking drugs.
Yeah, Bo.
Well, you also listen. The drug culture is a very very widespread culture, because and of course this is a boxing channel, but I'm just saying, like, you look at throughout sports period, any contact sports period, over in MMA, or John Jones and Khmer, and then after that he fails another test. You know what I'm saying? And it's taking the air out of the fucking balloon. So we don't want no more surprises. Like you mentioned, Lewis Neary, he beats Yamanaka in impressive fashion. Then he pops, and what happens is a dark cloud goes over you, as if were you clean? You know what I'm saying? Like people start looking at your record and your performance, and like, well, ma'am, how long were you clean, and and stuff like this. I mean, Tyson Fury, he just finished going through the same thing, with the whole situation that took 2 years and shit. So,
you get caught once, your card's marked straight off the bat, and fans are never going to forgive you for it.
Exactly.
You wasn't somebody, like, I think it was Victor Ortiz or somebody like that. They asked for testing. They were accusing I think Andre Berto of using, and they popped up dirty.
Oh, there was Berto. There was rumor Mosley name came up in the Balco investigation.
Yeah.
Fernando Vargas actually.
I think they Mosley test positive.
Who?
Shane Mosley.
I think
he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And Roy Jones did too.
Shit,
Victor Ortiz test positive.
I don't know about Victor Ortiz.
Let's not ignore the biggest one.
Andre Berto. I know one of them popped, but a lot of guys been popped.
Berto did pop. Berto popped. I remember that one. He sure did.
Yeah. Let's not ignore probably one of the biggest stars to run away from drugs test, and that's Manny Pacquiao back in 2009. When the Mayweather fight was due to get made, but and that shit, obviously you've got a lot of fans that love Pacquiao, but that shit still follows him around everywhere because there's a lot of suspicion because he wouldn't submit to drug testing.
Yeah,
you see that shit daily. Was Manny on Peds? Manny hasn't had a knockout since 2009. It's just one of those. It's there's too much of it that goes on, far too much of it that goes on. But and it pisses you off because fighters are trying to pull the wool over your eyes, right? And we're all getting excited for this shit.
Yeah, it was the other way around. Berto accused Ortiz of PDs, and then he popped dirty. So yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I remember that. I remember he popped though, but yeah. That was crazy too. That was like really weird.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Like you accuse the other guy and you pop. So it's been guys like that. Dillian White, I believe, pop. Let's Go Champ pop. Mr. Brown over there in New Zealand.
Think Guillermo Jones get done for popping too?
Who was it again? What was the name?
Guillermo Jones. Sure, he got done for juicing.
A couple of there's been so many names that you start forgetting them after a while. So
no, that was it. No, I remember now. I remember Jones was stripped of his title for failing a drug test for the fight against Lebedev.
That's right, he was. Yeah, because he beat Lebedev, didn't he? And yeah, okay. And
Yeah,
then
that was it. It was a no contest, and they just gave that was it. It was originally a KO win for Jones. I think he knocked him out late in the fight, and it was later ruled a no contest after he failed the drug test, and the belt went back to Lebedev.
now also let's keep in mind there are some drugs that you take in the case of Bermain Stavern. You take them, they're not a PED, but they're a drug that's because the one he took was they said was dangerous to his health.
Oh,
Yeah.
And let's keep that in mind because people hear failed drug test, they automatically think PED. No, sometimes it's not necessarily PED.
It could be as simple as marijuana, cocaine,
exactly.
all that shit. But the whole point is you should want more testing. I mean, you should want to, especially Olympic style testing, because you want to go into the ring and you want to know that you're on a even level playing field. So it's your skills against my skills, and that's it.
If you can't stay clean, get the fuck out of the sport. We've got no place for you. It's as simple as that.
I agree 100%.
So yeah, we're gonna keep our eye on the situation. We'll probably get back to it. It's we got a lot of good things coming up next week. We got Clarissa Shields versus Tori Nelson, Christina Hammer making her debut. We got Errol Spence versus Peterson. So we'll be back sometime next week. You know, we're always gonna be on one of our shows. So it is what it is. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. I want to thank the panel for coming in tonight. Bo, Aaron, Bo, why don't you tell them where they can find you, man?
Oh, you can find me at Truth and Facts About Boxing on YouTube. Also on Twitter, capital T for Truth _ capital F Fact Box 1. Same thing with Instagram. You can also find me right here with my man Willie the Kid at Eastwick Boxing. And also, whenever he gets it started, you know, we waiting on him to get it started. But whenever my man Aaron gets it started, you'll most definitely catch me over there at Eastwick UK. I can debate with him because I think I know more about UK fighters than he do. But you know what I'm saying? That's
I call bullshit. I call bullshit on that.
Oh, I have to
on your mustache, but I call bullshit on your mustache, but I think that's just food stuck in the
man. Definitely gonna find them on here, man.
You see, Bo, you used to be my favorite, and then you played me like that, man. You're just like all the rest. You fucking build me up and then shoot me down.
Welcome to America, motherfucker.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody out there at the movement, and shout out. I want to point something out. My man 2K from Project Boxing pointed out. There's a story that came out from one of the other outlets. It's a story we broke 4 days ago about a fighter returning to the sport. Y'all ain't with the move. Y'all ain't following the movement. You always gonna be behind, and we don't care. You can be behind because we always gonna be going forward. Grown men, they ain't got time for you to get all up in your feelings. This is the movement, baby. Coming. We ain't asking. We ain't asking. We ain't looking for permission. We take it.
That's right. Aaron?
Yo, as always, you can find me like the other guys at Eastwick Boxing. I'm a writer for Three Kings Boxing. Look out for my segments, Cooper's Corner, and This Day in Boxing History. And as the guys have already nicely mentioned, at some point in the not too distant future, I'm going to have these assholes on Eastwick Boxing UK just the once because they're assholes, then they're gone.
You better do that shit quick.
Yeah, it's coming. Guys, you'll find me here on Willie the Kids channel. Bo usually, Bo's had me very kindly as a regular on his channel to look out for me there. I'm usually sometimes I'm at Truth and Facts About Boxing. Yeah, we're coming. Simple as that.
Well, I'm Willie the Kid, man. I'm a co-founder of Three Kings Boxing. I'm a writer for Three Kings Boxing, and I'm the CEO of Eastwick Boxing. Really, it's gonna be our year, folks. We hope you all tune in. You listen to us, man, because we coming with straight realness, facts, no bias, bullshit. None of that. That's my favorite fighter. We ain't gonna say that. None of that bullshit. We coming straight with the real. Like my man Bo said, we gonna take this shit. Shout out to my man out there, 2K, the Prodigy of Boxing. You can also find me at Four Corners Boxing Talk on Block Talk Radio. I'm there. I'm a co-host with my man C-Bone Henderson. So we out here, man. Much love to y'all. Yeah, have a good night, man, and we'll be back soon. One. Oh, and by the way, both are fucking casual.